Hey there, Joseph Curtis here, and going to be teaching a class today on internet marketing and basically the whole premise of making money online, how it works in practice, and how you can build a profitable online business. Now, it's basically all comes down to one important metric, which is your average visitor value. And I'm going to talk about what that means and guide you through the whole process so you understand exactly what you can do, first of all, what it is, and second of all, what you can do to increase your average visitor value, which is one of the most important numbers to keep track of when it comes to making money online. So the first thing is there are 5 parts to it. So the first thing is visitors, which is your traffic to your website, times by your opt-in rate is going to equal your leads. So I'm going to give some examples as I go down. So let's say, for your argument's sake, you send 100 visitors to your website. So that's going to be your visitors. And let's say your capture page converts around 40%. So 40% of the people who land on your capture page put in their email address and they become leads. So that means you've got 40 leads into your autoresponder that you can build a relationship with, that you can follow up with, that you can provide value to, and where you can build that know, like, and trust factor over time. But the next thing is, so you've got the 40 leads. Now let's say, as an example, our plan actually converts at 12%, but let's just say 10% of those people actually buy your product, join your business, buy your offer, and become customers. So how many customers is that? Well, that's 4 customers, or 4 team members, or 4 business builders, whatever you want to call it. 4 people have taken out their wallet and entered in their credit card information and become one of your customers. So you've got 4 customers. Now, the third part of working out your average visitor value is you take the customers and you're going to take the frequency of the transaction. So this means if they just buy 1 product, then that's going to be 1. If they buy 2 products, and this is why I love continuity programs where they pay every month, like membership sites, and the reason is because you can build a nice long-term residual income, and it just bumps up your average visitor value because if they stay with you a long time, then it's going to increase your revenue, which is going to have a knock-on effect and increase your average visitor value. So let's say they just buy, for argument's sake, they just buy one product from you day one when they see your business, they see your offer, they see your product, and let's say that product is $50, or should I say you're going to make a $50 commission when they buy that product or they join the business. So that basically means that your revenue is fairly easy to work out. 4 customers times $50 is $200 revenue. And this is just an easy example so that you can work it out for yourself what your visitor value is of your business. So $200 in revenue. So we put this down here, 200 in revenue. And the number of visitors was 100, remember? So 200 in revenue divided by number of visitors of 100, which means that your average visitor value is $2. So your average visitor value to your business, to your website, is worth $2. So what that means is every single person who visits your website is worth $2 to you in revenue. So you can easily work out then, how many visitors you need to make a certain amount each month, how many visitors you need to make a certain amount per year. You can easily work that out by dividing by your average visitor value. So average visitor value is $2. And then we have to work out what your cost per visitor, which is in terms of paid advertising, it's always called your cost per click. So your cost per click, let's say it's $1. So that means you're making $1 for every visitor. So $1 product, a $1 profit for every single visitor who lands on your website. And this is important to track because you want to know, especially when you're doing paid advertising, paid traffic, you want to know that you're actually making a profit, that your whole operation is profitable and you're not actually losing money when you buy advertising. It's very, very important. Even if you're doing the free traffic strategies, you want to take into account your time. So the cost per visitor is actually going to be in terms of time instead of money. So you've got to work out, whether it's viable, whether it's profitable, whether it's worth your time to run this business, whether you need to increase your average visitor value from $1 to something higher, because remember, it costs you either time or money for every single visitor that you get to your website. It's going to cost you either time or money to get that visitor. So what I want to do now is I want to talk about the ways that you can improve your visitor value. And of course your profit, which has a knock-on effect. So if you increase your average visitor value, then your profit's going to go up. If you decrease your cost per visitor, then your profit's going to go up as well. So if you decrease your cost per visitor, your profit's going to go up. So let's talk about ways that you can increase this. So the first thing is, of course, you can send more visitors, right? So you can send more traffic to your website, and all being equal, that will increase your revenue, but it's not going to increase your average visitor value because each one of these is still worth $1 in this example. So it's not going to increase your average visitor value, but it is going to make you more money if you send more traffic. But what we really want to do is increase our ROI, our return on investment. So we talk about it in percentage terms. So in this case, we're putting in $1 in advertising and we're getting $2 back, which is a $1 profit per visitor. So very important to keep track of your ROI, your return on investment, especially when you're doing paid advertising, but also when you're doing any kind of advertising. And the great thing about measuring this is you can't improve what you don't measure. So you need to be measuring your numbers, knowing what your visitor value, knowing what your profit is, knowing what your revenue is, knowing what your conversion rates and your opt-in rates are, so that you can really maximize your online business and really maximize the amount of profit that you're making. So let's just say, the first way, of course, you can increase your profit is to slam more visitors into your website. Now you can do it that way, or what you can do is you can increase your rates. So you can increase your opt-in rate. So let's say you increase your opt-in rate from 40% up to 50%. Well, now you're going to get 50 leads. So this is going to have a knock-on effect all the way down and increase your profit and your average visitor value. So you can increase your opt-in rate. That's the first way you can do it, is you can increase your opt-in rate. So make your capture page look nice and simple. Don't have flashy, pop-ups and all that kind of thing. Just keep it a nice, simple, clean capture page, and that way you're going to get the best opt-in rate that you possibly can. I mean, anything over 30% is considered good. I have had pages that convert up to 70%. Again, it depends on what kind of traffic you're sending as well. But if you can get 30 to 40%, that's a good, decent opt-in rate in terms of your capture page. So if you can get 40 leads from every 100 visitors, then that's a really, really good number. So the next thing you can do is you can increase your conversion rate. So from these 40 leads, you can increase your conversion rate. Now, there are two ways to do this. You can either improve your sales funnel. Improve your sales funnel, or you can do better follow-up. So you can improve your follow-up methods. So remember, not everybody's going to buy when they first come to your website. Some people are going to buy down the line. Some people are going to be what's called back-end sales. So in terms of conversion rate, you've got front-end sales. Front-end. This means that someone sees your website and they buy day one. But you've also got backend. So you've got backend. This means that maybe they get an email follow-up from you and they join or they buy your product later, not straight away. And it's actually known that it's actually a fact in the industry that you have to show your product, show your business, show your opportunity to a person on average between 7 and 12 times before they will react positively to it and actually buy. So very, very important to follow up. This is why we use things like autoresponders. This is why we build a list so that we can follow up with people, so that we can improve our average visitor value by making back-end sales and not just relying on people buying on day one. So that's the second way you can improve it, is improving your conversion rate. So you can either do this by improving your funnel, or you can do this by improving your follow-up. Either way, it's going to lead to an increase in conversion rates. Now, when you've got your customers, you can improve your visitor value by increasing the frequency of transactions. So this basically means that you can implement a continuity program. And with the Endless Wealth Plan, we actually have a continuity program. We have a monthly membership site. So any customer that joins is going to be paying monthly, not just one time. So that's what we mean by frequency of transactions. So instead of just a $10 product, for example, it would be a $10 per month. So of course, this is going to increase your long-term revenue, and which will increase your average visitor value. So very, very important that you have a continuity program if you want to build a long-term residual income online. The second thing you can do is you can increase the size of the transaction. So you could have, for example, and I showed you on another video the other day about upsells. So you could have an upsell. So they could buy, let's say, a $10 product, and then after they bought that, you could show them a more expensive product, and you will get, let's say, a $97 product, and you will get some of these people who buy this who also buy this, as long as this has more value, and you really explain the benefits of doing this, and they feel like they're getting good value. Then some of those people are going to buy the upsell, which is the more expensive product, and this is obviously going to increase your revenue. So you're going to get revenue coming from the $10 product purchases, and you're going to get revenue coming from the $97 product purchases, and that's going to increase your total revenue. And so let's just say on this example now, we have, if I just take this back and we do this again. So let's just say you have 4 customers, but this time, instead of 4 of them buying a $50 product each, which equals $200 revenue, let's say those 4 customers, they buy a $50 product a month, and they stay with it for 6 months. Well, that's $300 per customer. And let's say they have an upsell, you can see your average visitor value and your revenue is going to go up because of that. And now, so that's the third way you can do it, is you can increase your frequency of transactions. So you can employ a residual program, a residual offer, and you can increase the size by having a more expensive product, or by implementing upsells into your sales funnel. And after that, so you've got your revenue, which will be higher. It'll be higher if you've improved your opt-in rate, your conversion rates, and your frequency of transaction and your size. Your revenue is going to be higher. So divided by the same number of visitors, the 100, you're going to have a higher average visitor value. So let's say you make $500 in revenue instead of 200 because you've improved this. Then for 100 visitors, now you've got a $5 average visitor value, which means you're making $4 profit, because remember, it costs you $1 per visitor. So now you're making 4 times as much profit. So it's really, really important to improve your opt-in rate, improve your conversion rates, have some kind of continuity residual monthly program, or a bigger size, more expensive product, or an upsell. So pick either or all of them, and then you're going to be making much more per visitor. And then, as long as you're your visitor value is more than your cost per visitor. So that each visitor you get, you're earning more than it costs you to get that visitor. Then that's how you're going to be building a sustainable long-term online business, and that's how you're going to be able to scale up, because then you can take some of that profit, drive more visitors, which is what we teach with the Endless Wealth Plan, and that's going to lead to more profit into your pocket. So I know this was quite an advanced internet marketing training. I hope you got some good value out of it. If you don't really understand, then don't worry. This is more for the advanced people when it comes to online marketing. But if you do understand, that's great. And if you'd like to check out the plan that we've got, the Endless Wealth Plan, where we're converting about 14% of our visitors into buyers, then feel free to click the link in the description. If you'd like to connect with me on Facebook, there will be a link below this video to do that as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.